The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and welcome to The Trader's Edge. I treasure your presence here today, folks, and my outcome is to help you become a better money master. Now, I'm not here to inspire you. Instead, I'm here to provide you with some of the basic fundamentals so that you can lead an inspired life, folks. Do not be a prisoner of your past. Instead, be a pioneer of your future. Now, you know, one of my favorite guys out there, Neil Armstrong. I don't think I've mentioned to you I like Neil Armstrong. He's got many quotes out there. But one of his quotes that I seem to have recalled was this, is that you only have to solve two problems when going to the moon. Now, of course, most of you don't think about going to the moon, but it certainly is a metaphor for life. Sometimes we're in stocks that go to the moon. Natural gas yesterday was on its way to the moon. But you only have to solve two problems, folks, when going to the moon. How to get there and how to get back. The key is don't leave until you've figured out until you've solved really both of those problems. You would think in Europe they would have done the same thing, but they haven't. That's what's causing all kinds of turmoil around the markets. When we take a look at our stock charts, certainly, you know, it's because of rumors and news, and we see how it impacts the markets out there. What we do here, when we take a look at charts, and you can watch us on TigerTV, all you have to do is go to the homepage at tfnn.com. You can click on the Tiger TV button. You'll be able to see the charts that I put up on my screen. What you'll see is patterns that are out there. We take a look at A to B equals CD patterns. We take a look at retracement patterns. These are just normal EKGs of the market. If you want to understand how things are going up and things are coming down, because they do it, these charting software tools that we use have solved both the problems for how to get there and how to come back. When we take a look at volume, we understand whether prices, taking on a swing point or a B point, as we like to call it, with wide price spread, with accelerated volume, helps you to understand where the market is headed. Right now, where's the market headed? Well, it's pretty flat out there. You got the Dow futures up maybe about 20 points or so. The ES mini trading out at 1327 in a quarter. That's up a point. You got the NASDAQ up 4 points. Russell 2000 still in bed as of this morning. King dollar back 14 ticks right now, trading out at 81.84. Gold down. Now gold is up $6 at 16.26. You got silver up 24 cents at 28.65. Light sweet crude down 13 cents out at 83.78. Our calling number is 877-927-6648. It is Happy Father's Day weekend, isn't it? So I wish each of you fathers a happy Father's Day. Each of you grandfathers out there, a double Happy Father's Day. Let's make it a great weekend, folks. If we take a look around the world, they're celebrating something. What it is, I'm not exactly sure of. But if you go over to Germany, the DAX is up a full percentage point. They're up 64 points this morning. The FTSE up only a quarter of a percentage point. Maybe they're being a little bit more reasonable up there with all the uncertainty that is out there. They're up 14 points. You've got the Nikkei was up 40 cents last night. The Nikkei in Japan, they have it right. Totally flat last night. The Shanghai up 12 points, up 0.5%, and you had the Hang Seng up 2 2/10%, 425 points. So let's go take a look at the ES Mini. Let's take a look and see what it's done, where it's at. Let's just go ahead and erase this stuff from my screen here. Well, I guess I got to get over my screen. Let's go ahead and erase the stuff that we do have on my screen here. Let's take a look at the A to B equals CD pattern that is out there. Let's see where this puppy wants to go to. Let's see where it wants to travel to. Now, the A point here, the A point is the low that was put in after the massive exuberance that we had after the market opened up here on Sunday at 6:30. The ES Mini got up to a high of $1,342. Then decided that it wasn't buying off into the public relations game that was being played over in Europe. And it made a 1-2 A to B equals CD down. Would you like to see what that looks like? Sure. Why not? What that looks like, folks, on your chart, and this is a great tool. I wish everybody had this tool on their charting software. You start up here with the A point, that being the 1342. You come right down here to the B point that was put in down at 8 o'clock in the morning when the ES Mini got down to 1325.50. You move back up to the high that was put in just as the market was opening between 9:30 and 10 when it got up to 1330. What you're going to see is a 1-2. What do I mean by a 1-2? It's a measured mathematical move, A to B. as far as number of points would be the 1342 all the way down to the low that was put in at 8 o'clock at 1325.50. I'm not going to do the math on that right here in my head, but if you did that math and you multiplied that times 2 and just simply subtracted that from the C point, that was a little bounce, less than a 0.382 bounce that was out there. How you came off that C point told you a lot. The retracement told you a lot. And a 1 to 2, A to B equals CD was a price projection of $12.97. Where did the actual ES Mini trade down to? Into the 6:30 time frame on Monday evening. Monday evening at I moved down to $12.97. How does that work, folks? Well, I tell you how it works. You want to understand A to B equals CD. You want to understand the measured move, that 100% move. That's what we really refer to, or most people refer to as A to B equals CD. What I refer to it as is I know that the market's going to give me 75% of the work. It's going to do, I love leveraging the market. Wouldn't you like to leverage the market, folks? That's really why you want to be able to understand these patterns. Because once the market does 75% of the work for you, then it's all about being a treasure hunter and waiting to find that market turn. There are tools, there are techniques for being able to do that. I'm not going to be able to teach you that here, but those tools are available to you. In fact, I did a full online, full-day webcast. If you would like to purchase that with the great Tiger Dollar promotion that we have going on here at TFNN, I would absolutely suggest that you do that. Now, you got to go to the homepage of TFNN.com first and sign up. You know, what a great Father's Day. If you're looking to be able to give your father some tool, or if more likely, you know, your children, your spouse is asking you, what is it that you would like for Father's Day? I would venture to say Tiger Dollars would be one heck of a nice gift. Why, folks? Because you'll be able to take care of yourself, and that's really what it is really all about. You want to be able to help to educate yourself, and whether it's my online workshop or whether it's a newsletter subscription or anything else that's out there, it would be a great investment in yourself. But let's continue on. Let's go ahead and erase that 1 to 2, A to B equals CD, and now let's take a look at the A to B equals CD up, because Neil Armstrong knew that you had to get to the moon and you had to be able to get back, and that's exactly what these markets do. They go up and they come down. They go up and they come down. They do it on a continuous basis. When you learn how to trade that, if you wanted to trade that intraday, or if you wanted to trade it on a weekly or a monthly or a daily, it works the same way. And what you want to be able to do is you want to understand whatever trade you're in, whatever time frame it is that you trade on, you want to understand when you are in that move. Because if you want to maximize the return of your capital, not just the return of your capital, but you want to maximize the return of your capital, what you want to do, you don't even have to short the marketplace. You just need to exit it when the market gives you the signal that it is ready to stop moving forward, and go ahead and take your profits and look for your next treasure. Well, if you just simply take a look at this, is the 30-minute chart that we are looking at on the ES Mini, our A point now becomes what was the D point. That D point was that 1 to 2. That was the bottom that came in at 6:30 in the evening on Monday. So that was the 12.97 low. That's our A point. Our B point out here ends up being, you have to always be willing to redraw these patterns here. You know, it's much like you're being a doctor reading an EKG, I suppose. I've never been a doctor and I've never read an EKG, but I can read the EKG of the marketplace. I can read the heartbeat as well as anybody out there, folks. And so your B point happens to be 1 p.m. and the high of 13.21 What does the market do? It moves back. It does probably a 0.618 retracement. We can go measure that with one of our other Fibonacci tools that we have by our side inside our toolbox, but it moves down into the 4 o'clock time frame into a low at 13.0350. What does it do yesterday? In fact, if you were listening on the show in the morning, I gave you the price projection. The ABC up was in the 13.27 area, and sure enough, what does it do? Now, I told you I don't know how it's going to do it. You know, and you can take a look at all the news that's out there. I just knew that what the market was showing us, it was showing us higher lows and higher highs. And what does that mean? That means you're in that uptrend. That means you're in that next move higher. Well, what happens? That one-to-one move, that one-to-one measured move, 13.28, 13.27.75 is what it would have really projected on the ES Mini. What does the market actually do as it comes into the 2:30 rumor period time yesterday on June 14th? What does it get up to, folks? 13.27.75. 13.27.75. How does it actually do that? I don't know. I just know that it does. I also know that because of the move up in there, because of that high spike, because of that wide-ranging bar, of course, it wasn't so wide-ranging by the time it closed, but it continued its move higher. You didn't get any bullish signals, or bullish, so you didn't get any bearish signals, and it said it wanted to move up to that next level. That next level, 1334.36. Really? So what's that mean? 1334.25. What did it actually do here in the overnight trading session? Well, really early this morning at 5:30, it gets up to 1332.75. So it's off by a buck or so. Still no bearish signal out there in the marketplace. Not just yet, at least not on this 30-minute chart. What's that set up? That sets up the possibility of moving to the 1334 area. Once it gets up there, it might like the view, and it might want to head all the way back to the highs that came in last Sunday evening at 6:30. That price point, folks, would be about the 1342 area. 877-927-6648. Got the Dow futures up about 22 right now. It is Happy Father's Day weekend. Happy early Father's Day to you. We'll be right back, folks.
Kate Stalter's exciting newsletter, Low Priced Leaders, has just launched, and now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial. Every Wednesday afternoon, Kate sends out her weekly newsletter to her subscribers where she focuses on small cap stocks with market caps under $2 billion, as well as low-priced equities with share prices ranging from $5 to $12. Kate tracks a variety of stocks with a combination of strong technical support and solid fundamentals. Many of the stocks featured will be recent IPOs. These newer issues are often some of the biggest price gainers in the market and provide an excellent opportunity for substantial gains if timed correctly. You can catch Kate Stalter live on TigerTV with her small cap roundup every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and visit TFNN.com right now to get your 2-week free trial to her brand new newsletter, Low Priced Leaders, while locking in the low introductory monthly rate of only $37.50 per month, almost a 50% discount. Act now. With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you gain access to each host charts and computer screen as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, Kate Stalter, Dave White, Larry Pesavento, or Victor Jones, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV yet, then visit TFNN.com today to see what you're missing.
Stock market corrections are the #1 reason that a buy and hold investment strategy produces the poorest results, and I have 73 years of data that proves it. Now, the good thing about economic difficult times is that the worst economy can produce the best rewards in the shortest period of time. In fact, during the last 130 years, 61% of that time period has been spent in recession. And if you're one of the 70% of American households relying on their 401ks and IRAs for retirement, you need the single strategy that is bulletproof against the turmoil of our stock markets. Go to the homepage at TFNN.com. Under Breaking News, click on Success is a Numbers Game to receive this must-have free report. This bulletproof strategy may be days away from giving the next signal. Don't neglect your retirement, and don't neglect this signal. If you're even a little bit interested in accumulating wealth, providing a better life for you and your family, then go to TFNN.com to order your free copy of Success is a Numbers Game today. Implement the disciplines contained in this report, and success will be yours for the taking.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
It's that time of year again, and the Great Panther Silver Summer Silver giveaway is back. Every day in June, Monday through Friday, we'll be giving away a Great Panther Silver 1-ounce silver bar, and all you have to do to enter is visit the front page of TFNN.com and fill out your entry. Great Panther Silver and TFNN wishing you a great start to the summer. Sign up today to have a chance to win a 1-ounce silver bar during the Great Panther Silver Summer Silver giveaway the whole month of June at TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. And Neil Armstrong yesterday was on the NG Express. That's the natural gas contract, and I've got the contract up here on my screen. And what you are seeing, if you ever asked yourself and said, hey, Steve, what's a wide-ranging bar? Well, then just look at this chart, because this chart absolutely shows you a wide-ranging bar out here. That is this green bar from yesterday. You had natural gas contract open up at about $2.19, almost $2.20, and it closed out, folks, at $2.53. That thing was a wide. That went in one single day, got you all the way back to May 29th. So it was quite a move in natural gas. It is pulling back this morning. If we take a look and see what kind of retracement that it did off of the most recent high out there, which was on May 18th out at the $2.83 area, all the way down to low that was put in, what you'll see is it sliced right through the 0.382, just like it was making some TFNN bulletproof coffee with some of that sweet Kerrygold butter. Almost made it up to the 0.618, which would have been looks like about $2.58. It's pulling back right now. Let's just go down and take a look at the intraday chart on this, see if we see anything. But I would say natural gas, folks, is that a short cover rally? I would say natural gas is off the bottom. I'm sure that folks that were short certainly were covering as natural gas was moving higher. Nick, and that question, even though you didn't hear it, came from our silent folks in the den out there. So if you take a look at the natural gas contract, what you'd want to be taking a look at, folks, and now you would be taking a look, most people are going to be trading the ETF for it. There's a couple of ETFs, I believe. One is the UNG. That's the one that's most popular around here. But I believe that there's a couple of others. I believe there might be one called BOIL. Somebody in the den would have to confirm that, BOIL. I haven't investigated that, but you might want to. Maybe they trade out at about the same price. I'm not sure. GAZ is another one. And so what you'd want to do, folks, if you're trading that, you really need to see what the underlying instrument is here. And so you'd be waiting to take a look at a pullback into that area where the thrusters of Neil Armstrong's spaceship, okay, because we don't have a shuttle anymore. It's pretty amazing, isn't it, folks? Think about it like this. We don't actually have any spacecraft that I know of that will take us to the moon or any place else. What if we needed to land on an asteroid, for heaven's sakes? Well, we could always rely on, what's that guy's name? Just delivered goods up to the space station. Anyways, I shouldn't digress. I should stay focused on this. I'm trying to give you a number. That number here, folks, you're going to take a look at natural gas, trying to pull back into that liftoff thruster, which was at 1040. The high of that is at $2.37. You're trading out right now at 246. What you'd like to see is you'd like to see an A to B equals CD down pattern form inside natural gas. That is where you'd really want to be able to buy it. So it could be anywhere in the $2.21 range to $2.37, but you'd want to be taking a look at a simple A to B equals CD down and then go ahead and take that trade. But I would say that natural gas is off of the bottom, and that was the little rocket ship that was out there yesterday. If we go take, and it also had some nice let's see. We'll just leave it like that. Now let's go take a quick tour here. Only a minute and a half to go. So let's go take a look and see what's going on in the currency marketplace. The currency market, when we left yesterday, was showing you just simply the Euro 120-minute chart, showing that it was making lower highs and higher highs in this leg out here ever since the low that was put in going back to the June 1st time frame. And sure enough, that's simply what it continues to do at this stage. I don't really see any bearish signals out there. It looks like the euro wants to at least travel up into the high. Now, it already did this. It tested the swing point from Sunday evening, but looks like it wants to move maybe a little bit higher, at least get up to the 1.26671. That's on the 120-minute chart. If we go take a look and see what the daily chart looks like out here, and we ought to do that, you can see that the euro is really trying to make an A to B equals CD up. That would take it into just the normal dead cat bounce area of the 127 range. Right now, again, trading out at 126 and change. Of course, what's that doing to the king? What is the queen doing to the king before the weekend? The king, how about this? This is so you got king dollar here yesterday closing inside the lower part of its range. And what I'm referring to there, folks, I'm referring to the January 13th swing point, the high there, 82.04. You closed out yesterday's session below that. You actually closed at 81.83. You're trading at 81.80 right now. Looks like king dollar wants to get into the 81.24 area as its next resting spot. 877-927-6648. We get back, we'll go see how these markets are going to open. We'll be right back, folks.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when temporary market spikes move against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped, and you have the advantage of keeping your trades open even when the market temporarily spikes against you. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique short-term binary options that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Would you like a personal update from Tom O'Brien as to what equities he's trading and what his daily trading plan is before the market opens each morning? Every market day, Tom O'Brien sends out his daily newsletter, Market Insights, to hundreds of subscribers that rely on his daily recommendations when it comes to navigating these highly volatile markets we're dealing with. As recently as May 21st, Market Insights subscribers closed out all 5 open positions for a combined profit of over 68% in one day. Profits ranged from 6.5% to over 24%, and all of these trades had been initiated within the previous 30 days. Now is the perfect time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's explosive trading newsletter, Market Insights, an $85 value. Tom breaks down the market each morning with his market take and provides trade recommendations including precise stops and target profit zones, leaving nothing left to guessing. Log on to TFNN.com today and sign up for your 2-week free trial. Make sure you're a subscriber the next time Market Insights subscribers close out multiple winning trades. Take action and sign up for your free trial today. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now. TFNN has just launched our most exciting sale ever. If you purchase any amount of Tiger Dollars before Sunday, June 24th, you'll receive access to 7 live 90-minute webinars hosted by each of our technicians here at TFNN. Not only do you get a 20 to 30% bonus on your purchase as you normally do with Tiger Dollars, but with this one-of-a-kind offer, you get over $1,000 in added value completely free. Each 90-minute live webinar usually sells for $149, and you get all 7 of them absolutely free. Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Ken Shreve, Dave White, and Kate Stalter, you get all 7 classes completely free. Whether you're an experienced trader or you're completely new to the markets, this sale is perfect for all levels of investors. Don't miss out on our best Tiger Dollar sale ever. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today and purchase your Tiger Dollars before June 24th. Don't wait and risk missing out on this one-of-a-kind offer. Act now.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
To the races. You got the Dow up 58 points. S&P's up 5. Composite up 5. Small caps scratched from the race. Down 66 cents. Not even out of the gate just yet. You got Microsoft up 35 cents right now. Intel up 9. Google off $1.60. Cisco up 8 cents. Apple down $1. Leading the charge on the way up. You got the ICE Intercontinental Exchange is up 3% right now, up $4.32. MasterCard right behind them, up $3 and change, trading out at $4.22. That's up 0.8%. BlackRock, BLK, the ticker symbol, up 1% right now, up $2. You got Questcor Pharmaceuticals, Qcor. I think we might have looked at Qcor. Did we look at Qcor yesterday? If not, we're going to take a look at some of the IBD stocks. Just like we were yesterday, we'll go to number 5, 6, 7, and 8 perhaps today. Qcor, one of those stocks are up 3% this morning, up $1.50. Equinix, that was one we looked at. EQUIX up 78 cents, 0.4%. RIG, Transocean, RIG is the ticker symbol. They're up $1 and change. That's up almost 3%. Whole Foods Markets, Whole Paycheck Market, WFM, they're up $1 and change. Union Pacific Corp, UNP, they're up this morning. National Oil Varco, NOV, up about 1.6%. That is leading things to the upside. On the downside, you got IIVI, and the name of the company is IIVI Inc. What do? They are down $1.47, trading out at $17.08. That's down 8% right now. Let me see, IIVI. I think they would have something better than that. What are they? They are Incorporated Developed Refines, Manufactures and Markets Materials and Derivative Precision Components and Products Worldwide. That told me a whole lot. How about you folks? Company offers various precision infrared optical components, there you go, such as lenses, output couplers, windows, and mirrors for use in CO2 lasers. Well, interestingly enough, they are leading the charge dollar-wise. Well, they were, not any longer. You got Google down $1.30. So to the downside, you don't have a lot. You got Sandridge, Mississippi, SDT off $1.40. Wynn Resorts down $1.13. CF Industries off 78 cents. So really nothing significant dollar-wise to the downside. So let's go take a look at what is popping to the upside here. Let's take a look at Intercontinental Exchange. ICE, again, is the ticker symbol. See what they're doing, up about 3% right now, up $4.27. Let's get this data here refreshed. Looks like this system here needs a little fuel in its energy tanks this morning. There we go. So we got ICE. They had a nice move off of a retracement here on June the 5th. Did it with some wide price spread and accelerated volume. Let's go ahead and take it. It was coming up against a gap up. So that gap up, the breakout here really on this, you could say would go back into the February 2nd time frame when it went from a low of 114 up to a high of 119 and change. Looks like the retracement here, let's just take a look at retracement off of the low that was actually put in on January 18th, down at the 110-ish and change level, all the way up to the high that was put in on March the 15th when it got up to 142.75. Does a 0.786 retracement. The 786 would have been 117.54. Actually gets down to 117.82. You got to love that. Within 32 cents. You are gapping up today and taking out the B point of an A to B equals CD up. The B point that we'd look at is June 7th. That June 7th high, 129.81, 551,000 shares. Today, you've done 244,000 shares in 8 minutes of trading. So now let's go take a look at this little rocket ship, see where it wants to trade to. Let's put in our A to B equals CD. And as we do that, the 1-to-1 is going to take you to 137.61. But folks, is that where ICE is going to stop? Absolutely not. It's going to go up to that next level. It's going to do a 1 to 1.272 A to B equals CD up. That's 140.88. That says as long as it's up there, it's going to come and it's going to test the March 15th high. That is on the daily chart. You're trading out right now at 134.03. Let's go ahead and just take a look at this on a weekly chart as well. And if we take a look at the weekly chart, let's see what we see out here. Well, all that we do see is a nice steady, you see higher lows. This little stair-stepping case here, all the way up. You do see some higher highs. This thing is, the only thing that really sticks out that looks kind of nasty happens to be the high volume day from July 2009. If this thing ever did fall out of bed, where it would fall to is $111 and change, maybe down to as low as 83. But right now, looks pretty decent here. If we take a look at, let's see how it is done on the weekly chart as it's come through swing points. So that first swing point being May 5th, 2009, 11 million shares. As it got up into that, it got in there with 4 million shares and 8 million shares. That's not a pretty sight. How about the next time that it did it? It was 6 million shares. That's not a pretty sight. Are there any? Let's just do this. It's going to be easier for me just to put the volume line along the bottom here. And let's see when it actually took it out with some volume, if it ever did. And it never has. That's kind of interesting. So looks pretty good here, but this thing will fall out of bed at some point in time. It has not taken out any swing points here with volume, other than on the daily chart. On the weekly chart, it has not. Let's go take a look at Navistar Inc., NAV. They are up 8% right now. Let's put up the chart on Navistar, NAV. They are trading out at $30.08 right now, $30.06. Not gapping up really this morning. Trying to take on the swing point, the most recent swing point, June 11th, had 6.4 million shares. You're up into that already with 1.1 million shares. It's going to have the volume today. Where is Navistar headed to? Well, nothing looks good on necessarily this chart here. Let's take a look at this. You do have, let's see. Now you got this. I don't like the looks of. I do not like the looks of this chart. I don't know what is behind the move on Navistar. Let's see here. Other than just pushing paper out there, so I don't see anything good on this chart here as well. Let's go take a look to the downside. Let's go take a look at IIVI. They are still in the lead on the way down. IIVI. These are the guys that manufacture components for optical equipment. And here this thing is a beauty, because this is why when you take a look at charts, folks, why you want to be paying attention to those high volume bars, especially high volume lows. And that high volume low out here sticks out like a sore lens, a broken lens actually. That broken lens, since they make lenses, was October 25th, 2011, when it gapped down, and it gapped down with volume, 2.3 million shares. The low on that is 1580. That low has not been tested. However, today it says it is ready to start moving down in there and start testing the low down at the 1580. You're trading at 1704. You gapped down this morning. It's going to go test that low. Now, maybe I wish this was a chart that had some volume or something up here at the highs on a daily basis. It just simply doesn't. It's got volume at the highs going back to April 2011. So let's go put this thing on a weekly chart, see what we can see out here, see if there is any treasure And the only real treasure right now is going to be testing out the lows. Looks more like it is trying to make an A to B equals CD down. What it would need to do is it would need to bust out that October 28th low with more than 4.6 million shares. It certainly is not going to do it this week. But if we do take a look at the A to B equals CD down on the weekly chart on this, and it gave you the signal, folks. You know, the signal here on Navstar, and we always talk about stocks giving you opportunities to get out. The signal in this thing came as it made its bearish engulfing candle the week of June 3rd, 2011. So you want to make sure that you are aware of your bullish and bearish engulfing candles and certainly your hammers. Well, they're my hammers, but I'll loan those candles out to you because they absolutely will give you an idea of where a stock is going. In this case here, on the weekly chart, the week of June 3rd, it said that was it. Pricing, that was as high as it was going to go. You had follow through to the downside the following week on June 10th. Now what it's doing is after it gave that signal, it's giving you the signal it wants to actually trade lower. Now it's going to struggle taking out that B point with volume, but what it wants to do is it wants to get down and trade all the way back into $10.46. Where's that going to take it to, folks? It's going to take it all the way back to, you heard it, 2009, the 2009 lows. In this case here, back into the February 2009 area, maybe even December of 2008. That is on IIVI. Don't short this stock. It's $17. You only want to short a stock that's, in my opinion, $50 or more. The higher, the better, folks. Why? Because the higher you are, the faster you can fall. This thing only has, it's not going to go out of business. I haven't taken a look at the fundamentals here, but you don't short stocks that are, $17 or $20 or $25. Your downside potential is too small. That's my opinion, because your upside potential, they could have a buyout. So many other things could happen that could go to the upside. You want to start taking a look at stocks, like Chipotle. Did I get that right? I think I might have got that right, folks. Those are the type of stocks, restaurant stocks, anything that's trading up in the $300-$400 range. That's where you want to take a look at going short. MasterCard trading at $422 as an example. I'm not saying go short MasterCard. Priceline at $642. As you can see, those are the type of stocks that have the opportunity to really move to the downside. Now, yesterday we started taking a look at some treasure. We did some treasure hunting here, and we were taking a look at the IBD stocks. We looked at Alexion, ALXN, QCore. We looked at LQDT, I forget the liquidity services, and we looked at SXCI. So number 5 on the list in the IBD is GNC Holdings. So let's go take a look at GNC Holdings. If you didn't catch the review of those 4 stocks yesterday, go to the archive, which is on Channel 9 on TigerTV. So GNC out here as I multitask, trading out right now at $36 even. And as we take a look at GNC, one of the things that you're going to take notice of is you're going to take notice of the last high volume bar out there. That last high volume bar is March 14th, has 11 million shares. You don't see anything like that. It gapped up actually on the prior session with 6 million shares being on March the 13th, gapped up off of the March 12th area. Right now, what you can see, this is steadily doing a staircase on the way down. Looks like it's just building floors right now on the way down. Nothing significant from a volume standpoint, but if you were going to go ahead and draw an A to B, now, hasn't really given you any real bearish signals other than this gap down off the top. So it had that open window, went ahead and closed that window. The window I'm looking at is from April 30th. So when you do that, it says it wants to move down. Now, what it's going to try to attack is really a couple of swing points. The most recent swing point that it's trading inside is June 4th. That swing point had 1.8 million shares. You've gotten into it with roughly the same volume. 2 days ago, 1.7 million shares. Yesterday, 1.7 million shares in a market that had moved up, and this being, one of the high flyers inside the IBD. You also had the prior session 1.5 million shares. Today so far, you've done 456,000 shares. So that's a pretty decent amount of volume in the first 17 minutes of trading. And so it's going to try to take on the swing point here from June the 4th. What it's doing is it's making its way all the way back into the support area, the high volume bars out there on the daily basis. If we put this on a weekly chart out here, so nothing really damaged as of yet, as you can see with regard to those volume areas. And you want to see, what those institutions that were buying the stock in those large, high-volume bar areas do. Are they going to be out here supporting the stock, or are they just simply distributing it? So if you take a look at it on the weekly basis out here, again, March 16th, the high of 34.71, low of 31.18. And if you take a look at this just simply from its IPO down in April of 2011, you think the folks from Facebook would have looked at this stock to figure out what they should have done. I think Facebook would have been better off to come out at a lower price and try to move higher, much like GNC did. I digress. Now, if you take a look at just simply a dead cat bounce from low to high out here, $32.07 is the number. The low of that high volume from March 16th is 31.18. That would be the place where you would start taking a look at possibly firing away if you had the market moving in your direction. Let's take a look at number 6 on the IBD stock list out here. If we go to take a look at the charts, we're looking at Melanix Technologies, MLNX. Is the ticker symbol. You'd think I'd have all of these things memorized, folks, but I don't. Now, Melanix, boy, this thing has a nice gap up here. MLNX, the gap that we're taking a look at, it's huge gap, as a matter of fact. So you want to talk about wide price spread and accelerated volume. This thing certainly has. I want to refresh my screen, make sure that I've got all the data out here. Looks like I do. So this little puppy gaps up on April 19th. Does it with 5.2 million shares. Folks, it closed the session before out at $43. The following session, $64.57. I think that's a better looking rise to the moon than natural gas was yesterday. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the opening call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his opening call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave and very, very strongly support the use of his opening call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the opening call, a $64 value, visit tfnn.com today.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to tfnn.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at tfnn.com.
Welcome back, folks. We got 2 callers on the line. Let's go to Beverly in New Jersey first, then we'll go to Lou. Beverly, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
My pleasure.
Got a quick one for you. I've talked to 2 stockbrokers in the last week.
Okay.
And they said that they refuse to short stocks for their clients because the list, it's too risky because the risk is unlimited. And I say to them, all you got to do is put a predetermined sell price in. You would limit your risks.
Sure. Well, it's the same way. It's the same way to the downside as well.
Yeah.
But what you're talking with stockbrokers that don't use stops. Period.
Yeah, I mean,
you can ask them the other question, which is, okay, so if you buy a stock from me, are you going to put a stop in there? And the answer you're going to find out, is no, and they're going to tell you that using stops is the worst possible thing that you could do. Of course, it's the worst possible thing you could do for them, not for yourself.
Well, the only other thing I was thinking is if you short a stock, you are not buying a stock until you sell the stock, so they don't make their commission up front. They only make the commission when they sell.
Yeah, well, it's more to do with just simply, their role is just simply bring in your money. I mean,
exactly.
That's what it is. They want you to stay absolutely invested full time, and and they just simply won't use stops, and they'll use every tool in the book to make you feel like you don't know what you're doing, and it's your money. Which is why I handle my own money. I love you for doing that. That's what you do. That's absolutely what you do. So I'm glad that you called and let everybody know about it, because that's the way it is out there in the marketplace. So I want everybody to be like Beverly. Thanks for calling, Bev.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Let's go to Lou in New Hampshire. Lou, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
Yep. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
All right. The S&P, it looks like a head and shoulders on that.
Well, it would be if it pulled back. It's not pulling back. To me, the shoulder needed to come back more into the 1295 range. So it's still a pattern that is out there. If it breaks through, closes above the highs from Monday out in the 1335, 52, and it's pretty close to doing that, then it's likely going to negate that pattern out there. But if it pulls back, and it's got a few days to pull back, to me, it would be a head and shoulders pattern if it pulls back into the lows of the May 18th candle.
Mm-hmm. And if it does pull back, would a projection of 1390 in the S&P be feasible?
Yeah, actually, 1420 would be even feasible. If it pulls back and it does a reverse in inverted head and shoulders, then the target's going to be 1420.
Wow. That's all I wanted to ask you.
Okay, you bet. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it. Happy Father's Day to you.
Yeah.
So, folks, you got the Dow up 63 points right now. We're leading the charge up 0.5%. Makes sense, folks. That is a defensive play that is going on in the marketplace. Everybody a little bit nervous about what's going to happen over in Europe. Maybe it's going to end up just simply being a fireworks show that gets rained out. Actually, I hope that is the case out there. But you've got the marketplace getting defensive out here. And they're getting defensive both inside the Dow and inside the sectors inside the S&P 500. The market moving higher today, folks, that is actually not a good thing. If you're bullish, you don't want to see that move. Anyways, stay tuned. Tom and I will be up next doing the Money Master Show. Then we go to Basil Chapman from 11 to 12, Nico DeHaan 12 to 1, David Whiteband from 3 to 4, Tom O'Brien Show from 4 to 6. Thanks for being here, folks. Have a happy Father's Day. I look forward to seeing you Monday morning, if not 10 minutes from now. Take care, folks.